Welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to talk about top places to travel on a budget. So before starting, please like this video, and subscribe to our channel for future updates. There are many inexpensive vacation spots around the world, and finding them doesn't take much work. There are always areas on every continent that you can visit on a budget. Even countries that we consider to be pricey may be relatively affordable if you know the right tips and tactics. 10. Taiwan, $34 per day. Street food, in a nutshell. A plate of aromatic rice with pork or chicken on top, a huge deep-fried chicken chop, or a bowl of delectable vermicelli with oysters can all be had for less than $2. Taiwanese cuisine is both excellent and inexpensive. You know where to go if you're a foodie on a budget. You may register for city bikes in cities like Taipei and Tainan, which cost less than 50 cents per hour for every ride and are free for the first 30 minutes. This implies you could be able to go around the city for the entire day without spending any money on transportation. 9. Nepal, $28 per day, $15 per day if trekking. Nepal is a fairly inexpensive nation to visit, with most meals, lodging, and transportation costing only a few dollars if you eat, sleep, and travel locally. In terms of cuisine, you will never have stomach issues if you consume street food. Nevertheless, Nepalese street food does not have the best reputation. However, you may find inexpensive and wonderful home-cooked meals in small cafes run by locals. When booking your accommodation online, be in a note that large businesses have taken over local homestays and converted them into boutique hotels and resorts. 8. Sri Lanka, $33 per day. Sri Lanka, like many other countries, can be visited on a backpacker's budget or for a modest fortune. With each ticket costing around $40 to $50, completely exploring Sri Lanka becomes more expensive. On days when you don't pay for pricey activities, Sri Lanka can be visited for less than $30 per day. Food, transportation, lodging, and the internet are all reasonably priced. Hiring a driver for the day might be as inexpensive as $5 per person if you can locate someone in your hostel to divide the. 7. Malaysia, $35 per day. Malaysia is typically regarded as one of the costliest countries in Southeast Asia due to its economic development. The icing on the cake? They were all reasonably priced. An overnight bus from Kuala Lumpur to the Perhentian Islands costs as little as $8. There are numerous interesting local neighborhoods and markets to explore for free, and finally, Malaysian cuisine is unlike any other. You can find food from almost any culture, and it's cheap and delicious, but not necessarily healthy. Malaysia is also one of the most affordable destinations in the world for obtaining a PADI scuba diving certification. 6. The Philippines, $35 per day. Traveling around the Philippines archipelago can be expensive in terms of both money and time, and hostel options aren't as plentiful as in other Southeast Asian countries. While these two variables may appear to be a deal breaker for budget-conscious tourists, there are ways to keep your travel costs in the Philippines modest. The Philippines can still be reasonable if you travel during shoulder seasons, book your flights and plan your trip ahead of time, and stay within 1 to 2 regions. 5. Indonesia, $30 per day. The issue about Indonesia is that it may be extremely inexpensive or extremely costly, depending on one major factor: transportation. Intercity travel, as well as private boat transit from one island to another, can be time-consuming and expensive. Stick to 1 or 2 regions to save money. There's so much to see and do, and staying longer in one place will only allow you to travel further and have a more meaningful experience. 4. Northern Thailand, $30 per day. On a tight budget, the north of Thailand is ideal. As one travels south, lodging costs begin to double, triple, and even quadruple. Sticking to street food will not only save you money but will also provide you with a far more authentic and wonderful experience. In terms of activities, you don't need a lot of money to have a good time because most of them are inexpensive, such as seeing the White Temple, hiking, or getting together with 3 other people from your hostel to rent a car and go on day trips. 3. Cambodia, $25 per day. If you want to rough it, a month in Cambodia may be had for about $1,000. Food and drink, like dorms, are fairly basic yet can be very inexpensive. There will be some one-time charges, such as the $62 3-day pass to Angkor Wat and diving trips, but there will also be days of riding a bicycle through a little village and eating cheap and wonderful pork skewers, where $1 or $2 may go a long way. 2. Vietnam, $30 per day. Consider a $1.50 soup with rice noodles, cilantro, a delicious broth, and a whole pork shank, or a $1 cup of strong, aromatic coffee. When it comes to transportation, renting a motorcycle will suffice for the day. Long-distance buses and trains are also cost-effective and dependable. Accommodation is also nicer and more affordable than virtually everywhere else on the planet. 1. Laos, $30 per day. Even though housing was slightly more expensive than most areas in Southeast Asia, Laos was one of the 2 sites where you could keep your budget at $30 per day during your budget backpacking days around Southeast Asia. Many of the incredible activities available in Laos are inexpensive. You can even rent a motorcycle for a low price and travel to smaller towns where everything is even cheaper. With an increasing number of new hostels being developed to appeal to the growing number of travelers, you may go for less and stay longer. So that's it for today. What do you think of our video? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video and would like to hear more from us, please subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications before you go. Thank you so much for watching us.